All right, Panther fans, we've got a treat for you today. This is all my buddy Stu, and that's fine. This is not a complaint. I was busy planning the two videos I already have ready to go for today when Stu texted me with an idea for the third, and I can't tell him no because, well, he pays the bills. So, Stu, the mic is yours. I pass the mic to you. I'm witnessing here.
Thanks, buddy. So listen, this video is in response to the last video that we did, and I see that we have over 1,700 views and over 140 something comments. So obviously, a lot of people were interested in what we had to say, and it was definitely a downer of a video. And, I was thinking to myself, you know what? The series ain't over. Now, the guy that you see right there is my brother from another mother, my best friend of 42 years, the biggest Panther fan in Los Angeles. His name's Brian. He's the reason why I'm doing this video, because Brian is Mr. Positivity. And Brian said to me a month or so ago, whatever, this is a team of destiny. This team is going to win the Stanley Cup. Brian just went out and bought 3 tickets for the next 2 rounds, including the finals, which he will come in for when we get there, in the second row right behind the net. So I'm hoping that I'll be sitting with him, as we did in 1996 at the Miami Arena for the Colorado Avalanche Florida Panther final. So I think that's the, that's the goal right here. So I asked Brian to join us. We're going to make this a real uplifting, positive video. We're going to try and not just look at the past and knock, certain players and coaches and whatnot.
Though we do have a comment about Uyghur.
Oh, yeah.
We do have a comment about Uyghur.
So I just saw a tweet a little while ago before I came in, and, Mackenzie Uyghur is like shaved his head and cut his beard off, and
got to go.
I guess he wants to go incognito. So, Weeks, if you wanted to go incognito, you should have changed your jersey number, because we're going to still be looking out for 52. But I'm going to put this out to you, Mackenzie Uyghur. I want you to kick ass tomorrow and have the best game of your career, because you certainly owe us. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over to Mr. B for a little words of spirituality, positivity, and whatever else you want to throw in there. Oh, rocking the Yager, old school hat, huh? Oh no, new school hat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Stu. And I can't even pronounce that guy's name, whatever the heck it is. But who told him to shave during the playoffs, man?
So I do a pregame live stream before every game, and when I would just try to make light of the fact that I was constantly bitching about Uyghur, this is true. I would consistently bitch about his beard, because he's got a good goatee beard, but all of this in here is like all patchy and empty patches, and it looks terrible. I'm not taking credit for the fact that he shaved it, but it's not impossible either.
Did he shave the goatee as well?
No, he left the goatee.
Okay.
I told him
you're
to
just saying that he cleaned it up. He
Yeah.
cleaned it up, because
Right.
you do not shave all of your facial hair during the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Right.
That's a no. But if he cleaned it up, that's okay. I mean, I don't know if you're trying to get the guy laid or what. It's a little messy along the sides. I mean, are you a part-time hairstylist or something?
I'm a life coach.
Okay, well, maybe you should stick to that. So I'm here to talk about the Florida Panthers. As Stu said, this is a team of destiny. I've been a Panthers fan since the day they hit the NHL. I would come out to South Florida to visit my family and Stu. We would go to see the games with my son, who was a huge hockey player and fan. We'd go to that old barn in some town, whatever the name of that stupid, ghetto was, where the Miami
in Overtown.
I mean, I can remember going to a Panther game there once. Stu was in New York, I think, because his dad was sick, and I was staying at his house, and I borrowed his freaking car to go to the game. And after the game, the car wouldn't start. Okay? And I'm like, I call AAA. They're like, we can't get this car started. Finally, I got a hold of his wife, and she's like, no, you got to open like the change purse thing on the side, and there's a kill switch for the car. And I mean, dude, I'm a Jewish white kid from, Bayside, Queens. I'm in Overtown. It's 2:00 in the fucking morning. There's nobody else around. And it's like, I'm one step away from getting killed. Why don't you tell me you got a kill switch in your car? I made it home alive.
Home alive.
As Stu said, we both attended the 96 Stanley Cup Finals. When they made it to the Stanley Cup Finals, I'm like, I gotta go. I hop on a plane. Brian Egblom's sitting in the seat next to me. We start talking. He's like, how are you getting from the airport to the game? I go, I don't know. I just bought a plane ticket. I don't even have a ticket for the game. My buddy is waiting in line for cancellations. He goes, well, they're picking me up. Hop in the car with me. So I hopped in the car with him. I get out. Stu's still in line waiting for cancellations. There was no cancellations that night. Now we're like, how are we getting in? And we went to some elevator, the press box elevator. We got in the elevator. We went upstairs. We sat in this auxiliary press box. Nobody asked us for anything.
Wow.
We just, we were meant to be there. I'm a firm believer that when you are meant to be somewhere, this invisibility factor comes over you and nobody can see you. And right. You can go and get wherever you want to be.
And it's happened to us many times.
Many times, whether it be the Marlins Yankees World Series games where we walk in, the lady's stopping us and she's like, excuse me. And Stu's like, can't you see I'm on the phone? And she's like, oh, sorry, sir. And then we go and we sit like, 2 rows above the dugout. Nobody ever comes.
7 rows. All right, let's focus on Panthers.
Let's get to the Panthers. So as I said, I'm sitting in my house and I'm watching this Panthers game. And they're down like 6-1. I think it was against the Maple Leafs, and they come back and they win 7-6 in overtime. And I text you, this is a team of destiny. Okay. It's a team of destiny. I mean, nobody comes back from a 6-1 deficit in the middle of the second period and win 7-6 in overtime. I mean, nobody does that.
Right.
But who does that? The Florida Panthers do that. They set an NHL record with their 6th 3-goal comeback in the season. I mean, these guys, I think if I was reading correctly, they had like 29 come from behind victories this year.
Yep.
So the fact that we're down 2-0 against the Tampa Bay Rays, Tampa Bay Lightning, I'm in the wrong fucking sport, man. I'm all over the fucking place, But the fact that they're down 2-0, they have put us exactly where we want to be. We play best when our backs are against the wall.
He's got a point.
Our backs are against the wall. We're on the road for 2. We're going to win 2 up at Amalie Arena. We are going to win 2. We're going to come back to FLA Live, and it's a best-of-3 series. And we got this. Why do we have this? Because Thursday, thanks to Mike Caldwell. What's the guy's name? Caldwell?
Matt Caldwell.
Yeah.
Matthew Caldwell.
So everybody knows Matt's the president of the Panthers.
Matt's the president of the Panthers. I contacted him on Thursday, told him I'm coming in for the finals. I need tickets. He put me through to Tara Lynn, who's in the season ticket department, and they gave me 3 tickets exactly where I like to sit, which is down low between the nets, because I own an entire row of glass seats for the LA Kings, my other love, who have given me heartbreak for the majority of 47 years, but they couldn't get me first row. They got me second row. 3 tickets so Stu and myself and his son can go to the Stanley Cup Finals. I bought my plane ticket to leave on a red-eye flight on Father's Day so that I could be in South Florida for the start of the Stanley Cup Finals on June 20th. Okay, you know what? Nobody's going to let me down. Nobody, especially the Florida Panthers. I mean, they've got all the goods. They've done everything right in the past. All the suffering that we've gone through for the last 5 years, it was just a growing pains. I mean, we built a team that's going to win the Stanley Cup Finals. We added a guy like Thornton, in the mix, because we needed some veteran leadership, just like when they brought in Justin Williams a few years ago from the Kings, by the way, Right. I mean, so you guys are sitting there at home who don't believe. Get out of here, man. We don't need you. We only need believers, man. If you're not a believer, get off the bus. You're taking up a seat from somebody who believes.
Hey, Stu, I like this guy. You've been replaced. I'm going to send you the links at 8:30. Well, it's a little earlier your time, so we'll have
5:30 my time.
I'll adjust. You seem like a guy that doesn't sleep, so I figure I can get you
don't.
the link anytime. You'll be good to go.
I don't
Listen,
sleep.
listen,
I really
listen.
don't.
Our job, you and I, Eric, our job is to do the game recaps and to tell it like we see it.
Right.
So we've been very, real about how, I mean, they haven't played bad. They've just shot themselves in the foot, whether it be stupid penalties, not being able to kill the penalties, not being able to, produce on the power play, and then obviously a defensive mistake that has cost us games. I guess what Brian's saying is let's put that behind us, because Brian's always looking at the glass half full. Sometimes I look at the glass half empty and woe is me and whatnot. And the two of us are looking at this uphill battle, which
Right.
it is against the Stanley Cup champs. But Brian is just, that's why I had Brian come on, just
Right.
because hopefully his positivity will go through the airwaves, and maybe some of the Panthers are watching this.
Yeah, well,
You got a message for the coach, Brian?
yeah, you got to.
For Bruno?
You know what? If I knew his freaking name, I'd call him by his name. But you know what? I don't know his freaking name.
Brunette, Andrew Brunette.
I know Andrew's the guy who got the job after Q was shown the door. He's done an amazing job this year. Who can come in at the last second, as an interim coach who really has no formal training as a head coach in the NHL and put together the best season the Florida Panthers have ever had? I believe in you, man. You got to just show these guys what they need to do. Your job is to just lead them to the promised land, which is the Stanley Cup final. So just lead them to the promised land. You can do it.
So, a couple of things. My son Matthias, the table is wood. He just ain't never wrong, and he says we're still winning this series. So, I'm good with that. And I mean, he handled the 4 seconds. He handled that like a champ. He let out a hell of a scream, and he's for, if you don't know, Brian, he's moderately autistic. So, he let out a hell of a scream. And then he was sitting in his recliner, and he kicked the couch and jammed his knee. So then he forgot about the game, and he's screaming, "I can't walk! I can't walk!" And I'm like, "Could you go upstairs and not walk? Because I gotta go do this post game segment now." But by the time I was done recording the video, he is like, "We this is not a problem. We have it. We're fine. We're still going to win this." And I'll add to that, I don't want to give away the specifics, but should we fall behind by a large number in one of these two games, don't get concerned. And in fact, he did that to me already. The Washington Capitals game, he was at his mom's house for the one that when we came back from the 3 goals. And when we were down by 3, I get a text from him, and he says, "I had a dream that it's a high scoring game," with the smiley winky face. And I said, "Okay, I'm not worried. We're coming back and we're winning this game." So if Matthias says we're winning, we're winning. Now, in terms of the reality of it all, my concerns really, I was thinking about this earlier because I'm seeing a lot of people posting stats and everything. And my concerns are a lot less about what the Panthers can do and what the Lightning have historically done in terms of closing out series and how Vasilevsky shuts things down. And I was just realizing that it's less, the concerns are less about what I know the Panthers can elevate their level of play, but it's more, if you look at the history of what's happened in the past, you're going to feel pretty confident as a Lightning fan. But
you know what?
Good.
What people need to realize, the Lightning are 2-time defending Stanley Cup champions. You know what that means? They've played more games than anybody else in the NHL. Eventually, they're going to run out of gas.
I've been talking about that point all season long. And then I realized technically right, but also technically not the same thing as it's been because, and for any Tampa Bay fans watching, I'm not putting an asterisk. This does not be putting an asterisk, but in terms of a normal team plays 82 games, goes to the playoffs, wins the cup, comes back, 82 games, goes to the playoffs, wins the cup. Tampa played how many games until the shutdown, had 2 months off to recover, playoffs.
50, I think it was 50 something.
Then played 56 games instead of 82, had the playoffs. So they've not played anything near the level and the type of compact hockey that a normal two-time champ would have played. And I think that's bearing out now. Because at the start of the season, I thought they were going to run out of gas. But I think especially, they had how many was the stoppage? 2 months when they first stopped. I mean, that's a full off season for these guys. You know what I mean? So I think I'm not putting an asterisk because I got a lot of Tampa Bay fans that watched.
Bottom line is we're still more rested than they are.
Well,
that's the bottom line.
Exactly.
And we're younger and we're hungrier.
Right.
Okay. We haven't been there before. These guys are complacent, man. They've been walking around. They've been taking that Stanley Cup on vacation all summer long for 2 years, man. Yeah. Partying up. God knows what they did with that cup. I certainly don't know. Ask Stu because he was there in the 70s with the Islanders. He knows what they do with that cup.
He says he can't talk about that in public.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
All right, so listen.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about what this team has to do tomorrow. The 3 keys. We'll go round robin here. I'll start it off. Okay? So the first thing is we just got to bring it. We got to bring it like we got to bring it like we did in the regular season where they have fun. I think they've been tentative. I'm not saying they're scared of the Lightning, but they're just hesitant and they're not taking control of the games. I was talking in the last video about the waves, the tsunami, the offensive juggernaut. I talked about how Bob needs 4 goals to win.
Right.
We get him 4 goals. He's pretty much going to win. And Vasilevsky, we've proven in the past that we can put goals behind him, whether it, again, deflections, rebounds, a crazy shot like Lustarin, put in the other night. I mean, that was a fluky goal.
Right.
If Vasilevsky can see the puck, he's going to stop it. Okay. Number 2, we finally have to get going on the power play. And, it seems like Brunette said in his press conference, according to Jameson Olive, that changes are going to be made. What those changes are going to be, who knows?
Right.
But obviously we know what is not working.
Right.
Okay. So I'm hoping and looking for them to finally break out and maybe even get 2 power plays. And then third is we got to stay out of the box and not let Tampa get that power play going because that power play is deadly for us.
Right.
Doesn't seem like we can stop it. I mean, we have, but you got Stamkos on one side, you got Kucherov on the other, you got Corey Perry now taking that Braden Point position in the middle, and you got a real quarterback on the blue line named Victor Hedman.
Right.
And then fourth, and it's not a throw-in, but Vasilevsky.
Yeah.
And again, I think we can beat him. I think once we get that second goal is crucial. I fully expect the Panthers to score the first goal tomorrow and score it early. And then we got to build on it. So I'm done. Oh, Bob. Okay.
Now
Bob's got to be, Bob's been doing his job.
Yeah.
Can't deny the fact that Bob has been making the saves when we need him.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian, you're up next.
You're up, Brian.
Listen, I'm not a hockey aficionado. I'm not a genius like Stu. I don't buy the NHL package. I get to see the Panthers maybe once every few weeks. For those of you out there who don't know, I'm 34 years sober. When I say I'm 34 years sober, I mean I don't drink. I don't use any drugs. I don't use any mind-altering chemicals from the neck up. And in my 12-step program, we have a thing called KISS, which stands for Keep It Simple, Stupid. And so the key to the game tomorrow night is real simple. We need to score more goals than the Lightning, period. How you do that? I'll leave it up to the professionals because I'm just a schmuck here in his garage in Westwood, California. I don't know any of that other stuff. But the bottom line is, if you score more than the Lightning, you win.
All right, so he's technically accurate. So we have to give him that. The one thing I'll add to what Stu said, because he wrapped it up pretty well. Actually, too. In terms of power play, I don't know what coach is going to do, but somebody had asked me what the format. They said, give me a winning format, and I'll bring it to coach. And I thought about it for a second. And what I want is Ekblad and Duclair on the circles, Reinhart and Hornquist in front, and Huberdeau as the quarterback, since all he wants to do is pass anyway, and he's the best passer in the league. Let him sit there as the quarterback and do what he does well. But in terms of 5-on-5, because this is where, I mean, I know we're getting killed on special teams, but we still only have one goal each game, 5-on-5. It took us a few games against Washington to figure out that we're not going to be able to carry the puck in the way we normally do. And what they started doing, and as soon as they did this, we won the last 3 games, was they would have 2 guys coming in at the same time, and they'd have the first guy drop it to the second guy. The first guy would keep going to the boards, and then the second guy would shoot the puck down, and they'd go win the board back. I can't count how many times I saw in this last game, Huberdeau's getting the puck in between the circles, and immediately Tampa's got 2 guys on him, and Huberdeau's got nothing to do with the puck but kind of spin, and then it gets stolen. There's nothing that these guys are going to do playing this way. If Tampa's going to send 2 guys immediately to the puck carrier, and we don't get the puck off of our stick immediately, the same thing's going to keep happening. So I think we need to do what we did against the Capitals that worked, which is find a unique way to dump it in and then go win those board battles and just keep shoving the puck in front of the net. And the key to that is making sure that, and we saw this against Washington, as soon as they put Uyghur with Forsling, these guys staying back a little bit, not pushing it so much. And Brian's got something for us. The Florida Panthers are the NHL's comeback kings.
Comeback. Yeah, Eric, just to, add to your point, if Tampa knows what we're going to do every single time, they're going to be prepared. So that's where, creativity comes into play. So perfectly said. That's it, guys. I hope we get 1,700 views on this one and lots of comments. And I hope you took away.
Before we end, I'm going to tell, if you don't already think I'm crazy, listen to this one.
I think we're good. I think we all know you're crazy. You can tell your story, but I think we all we got
the crazy. Okay. My wife thinks I'm crazy too.
That's okay. I play with puppets in my basement, dude. Okay.
So obviously the Carolina Hurricanes are up 2-0 to the Rangers.
Yeah.
And when the Florida Panthers were supposedly supposed to meet them in the Eastern Conference Finals, you're not going to be able to tell the Panther fans from the Hurricane fans because everybody's wearing red. But that's not going to be an issue. Because I'm telling you right now, not only are the Panthers coming back from 2 down, so are the Rangers. You know what? We can beat the Rangers in the Eastern Conference Finals. We definitely can beat those guys in the Eastern Conference Finals. So when all of this comes to play here, you could say you heard it from the crazy guy on this podcast on Saturday morning, whatever the fucking date is. I don't know. May 21st. You heard it here first. If you got any money, go ahead and throw it down on that. I mean, I'm not a gambler personally, but whatever you win, I'm willing to take some of that from
The Rangers, very interesting. That's the perfect place to end the video. All right, guys, we really appreciate all the support.
Hit the like button, hit subscribe. The thing now is to get Eric to 2,000 subscribers.
We're speeding towards it. We're close. I think I gained 100 subscribers in the last like 36 hours. So
I think we've gained almost 1,000 subscribers since we started doing our our game recap. So we'll continue to do. Hopefully we'll have a good game recast tomorrow. Hopefully Brian's prediction will come true. And go Cats, man.
Yep.
Don't give up.
All right, guys. Thanks, Brian. This was fun.
Thanks for having me.
Yep.